What's kicking, everybody? We are back for another episode of Picking Fights. I'm Keith, joined as always by Tom. Tom, how are you today?
Doing great, man. I have started the countdown already. The people, if you've been watching us for the past few weeks, you know that we have been talking about 288, UFC 288 coming up at the Prudential Center. We are going and, discussing plans for getting to the press conference and, the logistics of how it's going to go this weekend. I cannot wait. I'm ecstatic. All week I've been studying up on the fights that we're going to present and talk about today. And there's just so many good ones that we're going to see, in person. And dude, I'm fired up about it.
Yeah, so am I. I'm pumped. And, if anybody's watching this and you're going to be there, let us know. We're probably going to be in the area a little bit beforehand, might be going to the press conference on Thursday. Definitely give us a shout. Let us know if you're going to be around. Before we jump into this, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Please follow us on Twitter. Our Twitters are under our faces. I'm at Pickin' Keith. Tom is at Pickin' Fights Tom. You can listen to this on Spotify as well. If you can't, watch the full episode on YouTube. And we do have clips too. Tom is great at making the clips. So, if you want to check out individual fights, go for it there. We also have timestamps in the description. And follow us on the main page for everybody on Twitter and Instagram at _pickinwinners. All right. So last night we had a couple of things happen. We had fight night, Song Yadong knocking out Ricky Simone. That was great. I had Song Yadong. I wasn't able to be here last week, but the week prior when this was slated to be the co-main event, I had Song Yadong in that. So parlayed him with Caio Barallo.
Caio Barallo.
Yeah, I always have a hard time with the names, man. But so yeah, I had Caio Barallo and in the distance parlayed the two of them. That was a nice little hit yesterday. How'd you do, Tom? How'd you do yesterday?
No, I did pretty good on the betting side of things in terms of the total picks. I didn't do so well. I had a couple of fights that I had pegged, felt good about that fell through. But ultimately, looking at the main card here, I had Song Yadong getting it done. Had him getting it done by knockout as well. So that one was good, even though it took until the fifth round there. And Ricky Simone hung in there, and I expected him to. He's a dog. He's shown a good chin and a good ability to go out there and grapple and deal with every competition that he's been faced with thus far. So I knew Ricky Simone was going to be up to the challenge, but Song Yadong, there's a lot of people, mainly Corey Sandhagen, talking about his speed and his power. So, Song Yadong getting it done in the fifth round, had that as far as a bet and as far as a pick. Bet and pick win was Caio Barallo, and bet-wise, something yesterday just came to me and was like, I think he's going to get it done in the second. I think he's going to get it done by submission. And that's really what happened. He went out there and he made it look, he didn't make it look easy. Michael Oleksiejczuk went out there and, it was a good back and forth fight in the first round. But Caio Barallo at the end of the first round realized if he could get Michael Oleksiejczuk down, he's really going to have the advantage there and can, do whatever he wanted to. And he went out at the beginning of the second, got it done there too. Rodolfo Vieira went out there and got it done as well. That was another pick and another bet that I won there. And that was really where I had my success. Beyond that, it was not too great. I had Waldo Cortez Acosta going out there and be able to get the job done via his boxing over Marcos Rogerio de Lima in a battle, like I said last week, in a battle of guys that can have as many names as they physically can cram in. That ends up being annoying to say over and over again. But, Rogerio de Lima went out there and had a distinct advantage in the grappling game, was able to get Waldo Cortez Acosta down a couple of times, tie him up. But, you saw the real advantage was in the striking for Waldo, especially in the boxing. Didn't get it done. Semi-close fight, but Rodrigo got it done by decision. Hey, props to Trey Waters fighting 2 weeks ago and getting the LFA championship, coming back out here and getting it done over in a unanimous decision over 3 rounds against Josh Quinlan, and a guy who's got a ton of knockout power. Great for Trey Waters going out there, get it done. And Fernando Padilla, UFC debut, getting it done over Julian Erosa, knocked him out with a right hook. A little bit of a questionable stoppage there. It looked like Julian Erosa, even though he was knocked down and potentially out 2 times before that, when the ref actually stepped in, Julian Erosa looked like he was trying to get away and recover. So a little bit of an early stoppage there, but start the main card off, 3 quick L's for me, and then 3 quick wins. So it ended even, but up on the betting side. So, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's definitely how you end a night. And then they also had the bare knuckle fighting championship last night. You had Eddie Alvarez winning by decision over Chad Mendez. And Luke Rockhold getting his teeth shattered by Mike Perry last night. You catch any of that?
That was gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
At first when you're watching it and you see, Luke take a shot, back away, Stammer around, and then Dan Marigliotta step in, they talk a little bit, him take a knee, and then the fight just be over. Mike Perry's face, and I'll see if I can pull it up here in a second, but Mike Perry's face when Dan Marigliotta waved it off was shocked. Like he didn't expect it. Like he was like, "Are you serious? You just calling it quits there?" And then later on when you see like him like talking and like his teeth are all messed up. I mean, listen, a guy we were just talking about, a guy who's fighting this weekend, got his teeth knocked in by Ian Cutelaba. Devin Clark
Devin Clark.
He's knocked in, continued fighting, had to get them sewn back, but I guess he's not a model in the way that Luke Rockhold is. But yeah, I mean, listen, like I get it. Like I'm not someone who's going to step in there, and I don't want to even run that risk of my teeth being knocked out or dislodged at all. But at the end of the day, if you're going to sign your name on the dotted line for the bare knuckle boxing championship, I feel like that's something that you have to consider and accept. Like, all right, like that, this is where I'm at, and you got to keep. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not someone to talk. Maybe I don't get a vote in it, and I guess I don't. But at the end of the day, like I feel like if you're signing up for that, like, come on, like that's.
Yeah, you kind of have to know your face might not look the same because the gloves protect. They prevent a lot of damage, and just goes to show you get punched in the mouth with bare knuckles, you might get your teeth shattered. I mean, Luke Rockhold's gotten punched in the face how many times over the past 2 decades, basically.
Doesn't have the chin for a fighter, man. Doesn't have the chin for a fighter, and maybe doesn't even have the pain tolerance for a fighter at this point. Like I said, like if he's gonna call it quits, I mean, listen, maybe it's a business decision. He knows that he's got a modeling career to maybe look out for, right? And if he's dislodging his teeth, that's a big part of the smile and the face structure. So at the end of the day, maybe he made a business decision last night, and you can't fault him for that.
Yeah, I also think it's just it's probably weird to have your teeth swimming around in your mouth for a couple seconds, and it might have freaked him out or something. I don't know, but
yeah.
He looked terrible. His mouth was shattered.
He did, but before that, he didn't look good either. I mean, he did stumble Mike Perry early in the first round there, but then Mike came right back and was putting it on him. And it just looked like Luke Rockhold kind of quit.
Yeah, did you happen to catch Conor McGregor in the crowd yesterday calling for somebody to throw an uppercut?
Yeah, I saw that.
Alvarez.
That was Eddie Alvarez. You could see him. He throws like a left hook, and then you hear uppercut. And then Eddie just steps in with a rear hand uppercut that lands flush right there on Chad Mendes. And
I don't know if you happen to see it afterwards, but they were at like their press conference, and Eddie Alvarez was like, I thought he was telling Chad to do that to me.
I missed that.
So he threw it first. Yeah, he was like, I don't know who he was saying that to. And then Mike Perry facing off with Conor McGregor after his fight was interesting as well. But that Eddie Alvarez Chad Mendes fight, both those guys looked juiced to the gills, but they were throwing bombs and they both knocked each other down a couple of times. Just heavy shots from the two of them. Chad Mendes' hands definitely work. He's
Mendes, absolutely, and also he is huge. I mean, he's got some of the biggest traps I've ever seen on a guy.
Yeah, he's huge, man. He's got like that turtle shell.
I'm trying to find real quick. I guess it's not coming up, but I was trying to find real quick the Conor McGregor yelling in the crowd, yelling for the uppercut. Oh, here it is. Right here.
Great moment.
1 second. Let's see if I can get it up here. If I can.
Yeah, that was a fun moment. They're putting on a good show over there at the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Yeah. You hear him right there?
Yeah.
Steps in, lands the uppercut.
That's so funny.
Yeah, no, good on him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said,